What up, though, is what we say around these parts. That means welcome to the review. I am George, the 80s Transformer fan, and I'm going to get right inside my box. I got this off of BigBadToyStore.com, which you can see by the package. And it was on sale, and the price that I wanted to pay of $99, I think it was like $4 standard shipping, and it is Masterpiece Decepticon Transformer DIRGE MP11ND. And now this is the last official Seeker jet that I needed and that I wanted. And I took my time getting all the Seeker jets. I think the only one I paid full price for was Ramjet when he first came out, and Thrust and Dirge here. I paid $99 a piece. I waited for them to go on sale because I bought this mold so many times, and this is like a retool of the mold that we've all bought so many times. I bought the first Takara Starscream where he was green, the green scream. I bought that Skywarp and Thundercracker. Then I bought them again as the retools, the 2.0 versions of the guys. And basically, I was burnt out on this mold and at that price. They were still steady selling us the same figure retool for a high-end price that I don't think was justified. So anyway, I took my time getting it. $99 is right up my alley. Now that I have them all, I'm pretty sure Takara is going to go back and retool them again. And these guys, they actually need an update bad. I don't want to purchase, and I don't think I will purchase all these guys again. If they retooled them, I probably would get Starscream, and that's probably it. Oh, wait, I'm sorry. I did not. I'm in a hurry. I didn't take a look at the packaging. There is Dirge in robot mode and jet mode on his packaging. It says Transformers Masterpiece, Takara Tommy. The top over there. Down here it says MP11ND, Destron, New Jetron Warrior Dirge, Long Life Design. Back of the box is the product shot of Dirge and all his features and some of his accessories and actual size over there. Side of the box, nothing special. Side of the box, nothing special. Bottom of the box, a whole lot of writing with nothing special. So anyway, that is his box. With that to the side, here is his instruction sheet, and he's all blacked out like a mystery on the back. But here he is on the front. His instruction booklet in this little plastic bag. Here is his collector card with a readout of his power levels, and I'm assuming some of his bio. A little flimsy little card there. Some artwork, looks pretty cool. Love the little panel lines in there. And here is the same artwork on the cover of the book. Looks very nice. Get that down. Thumb through the book real quick for you if you haven't seen it. A lot of black and white images. They couldn't kick in any money for the color. There's a little bit of gray. Shows you the transformation. And I'm assuming I got this down and won't need the instructions. But they're there just in case. So here's Dirge, and this is how he comes packaged. He's in robot mode. He has the little the bombs to mimic the G1, and then he has the, I just call them null rays, but Starscream the only one has the null rays, but the little side lasers to mimic the cartoon, and a little holographic pilot. His only true accessory, because these are like part of the figure, his only true accessory is the holographic pilot. And when they had this thing originally for $179.99, for me it was like, no. And out of all the cone heads, Dirge was my least favorite, and that's why he's here last. But because of that, I got him for 99 bucks. And now while I'm bragging about it, somebody gonna make it cheaper. Again, I got it off BigBadToyStore.com. Here is Dirge out of the box. I'm gonna go ahead and get all his stuff out. The bombs and his completely translucent holographic pilot. And they do all the little pilots differently without explaining it or having any type of understanding of why they're different when they make the different pilots. But here's Dirge. The colors look awesome. The gray looks awesome. He looks awesome just standing here. He really does. It's like, man, immediately I'm happy to have it. So all I need to know is paint and the joints are good. Then I'll be happy to have this figure for 99 bucks. But bring him closer. I'm taking a look at his face. Looks pretty good. His little cone head looks good. I think most of him is colored plastic, which I really love. There's some paint in here. His eyes are obviously painted. It's paint inside the cockpit. There's some gunmetal gray inside his waist. This part is painted. I don't see any slop. Looks pretty good. Decepticon logos look pretty good for the most part. And with these guys going completely with the cartoon look in the Masterpiece line, I'm happy to still get these with the standard sticker Decepticon symbols on them. So he doesn't have much paint. There's paint here, but from what I can see, the paint is good. So let's jump right into his articulation. Start with his head. There's a little ball joint in there. His head, it won't 360, and I don't think it's being hindered by anything. It's just not 360 in. Oh, there it is. Got his head to 360. Had to lift up on it. He can look up just a smidge, and he really can't look down, but if you poke into this transformation part, you can get him, and it looks terrible, goofy. That's all he has. Coming to his arms rotate 360. You can see the ratchet joint in there. He has a hinge at the shoulder where you can get his arm out this far. And coming to his bicep, he has an upper bicep swivel. It's the same articulation on any Secret J. He has a double hinged elbow bend for transformation, which gives him a lot of motion in there. He has the 360 at the wrist. His arm can swing in per the transformation. And coming to his hand, the same hand most people buy the third-party hands. I've never bothered so far. It's not that serious to me unless I get a good deal. His thumb is on the individual ball joint, so you can move his thumb around. And his index finger is on the individual ball joint, so you can actually, this one's a little tight, but you can turn it if you wanted to. And it has a hinge at the knuckle, and you can bring it in if you wanted to. And of course, he can form a fist. The second three other fingers, I should say, are on one ball joint in there, and they turn together, which is kind of goofy. And on a single hinge, and they come in right there, which is why a lot of people turn to third parties. But it hasn't gotten that serious for me to have to want third party hands for these guys. I haven't gotten for any of my figures. And coming down to his waist, and there is like some type of rotation in there, but because of all this junk, he can't. This is all you can get out of the waist, which is one problem with this figure. They clearly could have made it where these figures, because there's something in there where it can rotate. And I thought maybe I haven't never figured it out. But I don't think other people have figured it out either, but his waist really won't rotate. And then, oh, this is another problem, the little slot. And what I usually do, I build it up with a little glue and it makes it stick a little bit more, but that's another problem. Some guy will ask me, why would you pick it up like that? I mean, if it's a problem, it's a problem, no matter how you pick it up. But anyway, it shouldn't do that. And that's present on all these figures. And then the waist. Coming to the waist, when you lift the leg up, upper thigh, whatever you want to call it, these panels should come up. And I think they corrected it on third-party figures. And why they don't come up is a mystery to me, so you can get his leg up higher. A little bit higher. They should just pop up. Because the clearance is in there. They just didn't bother to add a hinge to it. Or maybe, okay, if you really force it, you can get it up and you get the leg up higher. So I got it up out of there. All right. I guess I just never forced it before. I just learned something in this review. Wow. And then I scuffed the paint. Now tell me why the waist is blue plastic painted gray when the fist and the forearm and the null raise and the chest are gray plastic. I cannot stand when they paint something that didn't need to be painted and then it scrapes off just because of that. And coming to his upper thigh, he has an upper thigh swivel here. Well, if it wasn't for all the kibble, it would 360. He has a knee bend here, which he brings all this junk with him when the knee comes for. I guess you can fold it back if you want it. But he still brings all this mess forward when he bends at the knee. Coming to his foot, that same little crazy chunk of metal foot. And this part rotates, and he has a back stabilizer. And that is pretty much all of DIRGE's articulation. Again, this guy was my least favorite of the Jets. I did not own him as a kid. I passed him up a couple times in the store in favor of other toys. So, and then when it comes to articulation, articulation only matters to the point of posability. Like, can you get him into an actual battle pose or something interesting that you might want to see? And in this review, I won't be bringing out my other figures because I am in the process of redoing my man cave in my basement, so I won't have. I think I got Ramjet I can bring out. I saw his box like sitting to the side, but the rest of my guys are put up. But anyway, and you really can't get these guys into, to finish my thought, a really dynamic pose because you can't get the legs up like you want. Then they don't have a flight stand to come with these guys to kind of get them up and hovering. Like you can have some of your jets on the ground and some of the guys in the air, like sort of raining down pain on Autobots. I don't know, you know what I mean? Like do 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 do. You know, it's just a shame. They just could use more articulation. Just standing there, they look nice. And as I'm saying this again, like this part, or not, now it wants to stay, but man, that just needs to be corrected. But I will not, even if they correct this, I'm not buying all these damn jets again. Man. And you know, because the price keep going up with that new Optimus 3.0 at damn near $500, man, over 4. That shit crazy. So, I can just imagine if they upgrade these guys and go full Filmation. But the Coneheads are full Filmation. Maybe not Starscream, Thundercracker, and Skywarp, but I think the Coneheads are, but they just lack the articulation. It's this one third-party Seeker jet that I really like, that I wanted to get, but I don't like the cockpit on it. The cockpit is solid and painted over on it. They nailed everything except for the cockpit on that one third party. I can't think of the name. If I can think of it, I'll put it right down here. But that is DIRGE. Other than the hindrance of his articulation, it's a pretty cool figure. The paint looks good. The plastic looks good. Except for this little waist part, that this should have been gray plastic instead of painted over, which sucks. So now to get this guy into his jet mode. Alright, it should be the same standard transformation as all the other jets, just with some wing kibble differences. You pull this through, then you rotate the cockpit around, clear his head out, rotate the cockpit, twist the head around, line it up, and it dips down. It fits right in there. Swing that up, bring the chest parts up. Oh, I guess I'll come back to that. Swing the chest pieces up, lock that into place. This comes up here. This comes up here. Tabs together. His fist swing down and around into his abdomen. Rotate that in. Squeeze that in. Same thing on this side. Rotate this down. His fist go in. Arms turn in. No raise. Turn back out. Basically, his fist become his stomach. Like that. His feet swing around, close down, come around to the back of the jet, bring these down. Oop. See, these little things still come off. Hinge these wings loose, they extend up. Same thing on this side, extend up. Open the back of the legs, put the stabilizers away, and they become the engines. Secure these parts. Collapse the legs. Bring these down. Oop. A little bit ahead of myself. Get this part out. These go underneath. Alright, and that clamps down in there. You close these little tabs here. Get it in there, right? I'm trying to do this super fast. Probably messing it up. Close that down, bring these panels up. These panels fit here. Align the null rays, they peg into the wings. If I have the arms correct, But in my attempt to rush, just gonna have it turn the right way, and it fits over the null rate, and now it should peg. Okay, now it pegs in. Now I get this one back on here if I do it correctly, and the grooves show you the way it slides. And I'm trying to rush it, keep the video short as I can. Put those in, peg that in there. Okay, so yeah, I think that's everything. Probably gonna have some stuff tabbed in a little bit more, but here is Dirge in his jet mode, and I actually like it. The beige or mustardish kind of brown or whatever color this is. I'm gonna just say beige. Beige is good enough. It looks good. The blue looks good. The gray looks good. It seems like they should have chose something here. They should have made a choice. Straight gray or straight blue down the middle. They should have picked. I think they really should have. That kind of is bothering me just a little bit. But yeah, he looks good in this jet mode. Most of the legs are hidden except for the giant kneecaps. The feet aren't so bad. But looks good. Again, it's the same mold we've seen since like 2002. It's just had a few tweaks to it. But yeah, it definitely needs to be updated. But I do not want to pay updated prices at all. And I like the hybrid look of the G1 toy and some of the cartoon. Now it's completely cartoon. That looks really not for me. I'm not chasing down the cartoon versions. And I'm on the fence about that huge number for the new MP10 version or new Optimus, whatever it's called, 3.0. But anyway, back to this figure and its articulation in this mode. I think his wings articulate. Yeah, you can get his wings. You can get him to go supersonic or sublight or something like that with the wings right there. And I think that's it. I don't know. They don't tip in. Nope. Coming to the bottom, his landing gear. I'm not sure where his landing gear is in here somewhere. Yep, there it is. Landing gear comes out right there, well hidden. And the front is the same as all the Seeker jets. I can get it out. Wow, man, that was a chore. And it's die cast. Put this little panel back on the hinge, and this has been happening since they created this mold. Yeah, anyway, there is his landing gear. It's the exact same gray as the rest of his body. It has some silver paint, some blue paint, but this entire piece is die cast. The little tire, the wheel is a plastic wheel. Coming back here, these are plastic wheels. Put them down, see if he rolls. Rolls pretty good for takeoff. And I'm going to break out his little holographic pilot in there. Which, goodness gracious, they need to come up with something else. And I said 1,000 times how he should have had a little peg so he can peg into his back or his butt so he can sit there. Because once you put him in there, looks pretty cool in there. Once you put him in there, and now it's Yahtzee time. Yeah, he's all over the place. But again, his paint looks good. You can come around and take a look at what his stabilizers, which are now in the engines in this mode. And I forgot the vents articulate. Let me rotate them and get them even so he can thrust up, down, or down. I got it backwards, which is pretty cool. But I don't think I ever actually sat there and like played with them outside of the toy review. So this is Masterpiece MP11ND Dirge in his jet mode. And that's all I can think of to go over in this mode. Let me get him back into his robot mode. Alright everybody, here's Dirge back in his robot mode. And now I'm going to check out his chest pod missiles, which they all have. His are painted silver. No extra paint inside. For some reason this panel's not popping up all the way like this one. You can see it. And I don't want to force it and break it. But there are his internal pods. I think we only saw Starscream do this on one episode from the season 1, and he shot the missiles out of his chest. It's pretty sweet. Yeah, like I stated, as a kid, Dirge was my least favorite seeker jet, mostly because of his jet mode. I didn't like it at all. It was a little too bland. I didn't like the way they did the colors. I think they should have made him like a stealth jet. They should have made him all black in the G1. I thought that as a kid with the wing design, something like that. And also with his bio, like Dirge is like a coward deep down inside. He has the engines that make the gloom and doom Dirge sound, so he can try to spread fear to hide his own fear. But deep down, he's a coward. He doesn't want to fight. He wish he wasn't in the war, and he pretty much fights because he figured he has to, regardless on Autobot side or Decepticon side. The war is just going to consume him no matter what he does. So that's pretty much why he fights, and he's a coward. Everybody know he's $99 on BigBadToyStore.com right now if you don't have it. So in rushing the video, in jet mode, I forgot to show off his air brake. I think I pulled it out to get the panel out, but this is his air brake in jet mode. It's on all the secret jets. I kind of missed that. And then one little thing that I didn't talk about was these panels. Like, I guess on all secret jets, they slide up. Once you get them in the robot mode, they slide up. You give them some clearance. And also, you can fold them back just a hair. They don't like lock. At least I haven't gotten it to lock. It looks like this is as far back as it goes. So you can have them stylized a little different, or maybe get somebody to stand next to him. So I'm going to get somebody to stand next to him. I went and got my Ramjet, which I saw when I was moving my mess. I saw Ramjet was sticking out to the side. So I was able to bring him out because I want to look at the bombs. Because in the G1 incarnation, Ramjet and Dirge do not share the same bombs, and I thought they were, but they are different. They're designed the same, but they're two different. Ramjets are larger, which they should be, even though his are pretty damn big, but they are two completely different bombs, and I'm happy they did that. I'm glad they made them look different. They have different faces, and I bring it up all the time, unlike Starscream, Thundercracker, and Skywarp. Take a look at his face. They have a different face, different facial expressions from each other. And I don't have Thrust out, and I'm not gonna go digging for him. So I might revisit this review because I like to pull out the G1 and compare them. I don't have the G1 to pull out. So at 99 bucks, this is right what I wanted to pay, which I think they should be. And if they ever come to the US, they would probably be less than that whenever they get around to it. And that's the thing about waiting for the US. That, like, man, they drop what, 2 or 3 masterpiece figures every year, and then you gotta wait like 2-3 more years for them to come to the US. So man, the waiting game and the way they roll these figures out is just a headache, because figures that came out 3 years ago will be obsolete in 2 years. Just like MP10 is now obsolete, and they have a new one coming out. But for 99 bucks, you can't go wrong with this masterpiece figure to add them to your collection, and to maybe, like me, finish off your secret jets. I'm happy with it. The design is old and it could be better, but 99 bucks is right there. I am George, the 80s Transformer fan, telling you every toy has a story.
Autobots, transform!